stable and have good, good strength of for the golf swing are our glutes. And it's one of my favorite things to talk about is the glutes. So in our swing, we get a lot of our power from our lower body and from our core. And so the glutes are a main power generator for the swing. And so if you're having trouble with your power, or you want to be able to hit it farther, a great place to start is the glutes to be able to get them stronger to allow you to do that. The other thing is the glutes are very important in terms of maintenance of posture. When I'm in this setup posture, my good setup posture, my glutes are working, my glutes are active because they're in a little bit of a stretched position and they're having to work. If they're not as strong as they need to be, what we see is they'd rather work in this position, the shortened position. And so as anyone who golfs knows, starting here and then standing up in the swing is not great. It's going to cause a lot of problems in terms of efficient ball striking. And so the more we can maintain our posture, get our glutes working, that's going to help with our overall swing performance, as well as just protecting the lower back, being able to utilize our glutes as opposed to our lumbar muscles for spinal stability and for power generation. So the way we're going to test the glutes is we're going to have the person lie on their back, and we're going to have the feet bent up, or knees bent up so their feet are flat, and the tibias are pretty vertical or perpendicular to the floor. We're going to have them take their arms and place them overhead, okay, and just reaching up towards the ceiling. The reason for that is we're going to perform a bridge, and we don't want them to necessarily use their upper body for support. So we just kind of take the upper body out of play. From here, we're going to ask them to perform a double leg bridge, and then we're going to ask them to transition to a single leg bridge. So first we did a double leg bridge, and then we're going to transition to a single leg bridge. And we're going to ask them to hold that for 10 seconds. What I'm looking for is when they transition from the double leg to the single leg, their hips should stay nice and level. They shouldn't drop to that unsupported side or shouldn't lose overall height. They should be able to maintain that height when they go to the single leg. And we're going to test that on both sides. The other thing that I want to see is if they're able to complete the 10 seconds and it looks like it's good control, I say, where did you feel that? What muscles are actually working in that activity? And what they should tell me is, oh, I feel it mostly in my glutes. That maybe I feel a little hamstrings, maybe a little quads, but primarily in my glutes. If they tell me, hey, my hamstrings are really working, or maybe we see a cramp in the hamstrings, or their lower back starts to hurt in that position, what that indicates to me is that their glutes aren't working as well as they need to. They're not activating, and perhaps they're inhibited, meaning they can't activate. And so those synergistic muscles of the hamstrings or the erector spinae have to activate to compensate for the fact that the glutes aren't firing as well as they need to. The hamstrings, the lower back aren't set up in a good position to actually activate in that bridged position, and so we might see some cramping or we might see some pain. Particularly my people with lower back pain, if every time they should be using their glutes, they're firing their lower back instead, eventually we're going to start to have pain and dysfunction with that. So being able to assess the glutes, see both the strength as well as their activation pattern is going to be very important for injury management, injury prevention, as well as golf swing performance.